Hello. Oh, that was really loud. Hello. 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 I still don't understand how to do my audio. I don't understand how to do my audio in the best way I know. I don't understand the best way to record my voice. Should I do it close? Should I do it far? Should I do it loud? Wait, what did I say loud? I think it quiet. Should I do it in a car? Hello, welcome back to Hebotheweb. I'm sorry if this is the first episode you're seeing. I feel like if this is the first episode you're seeing, you've already turned it off by now. I'm in a good mood. Okay, so I know my audio on the last episode was like kind of cutting in and out a bit. So I think it's because this cord was like pulled too tightly. So I'm going to try to keep it looser. Hopefully that fixes it. If it happens again this episode, then maybe I need to be a big girl and invest in a new cable. But hello, welcome to episode 8. Episode 8. I feel like I have so much to talk about, but also nothing at all. No, I feel like I have so much to talk about. But do I want to start off on a negative note? Yeah, it's on my mind. Okay, well, it's not. Okay, this happened last night, and I honestly could not wait to record Heb Hang so I could tell everyone this story. So I was going to go on a date last night, but first I was going to an improv show, and I was going to meet him after the show. I get to the show, and I run into a classmate of mine, and right when I get there, I got a text from the guy I was supposed to go on a date with, and he was canceling. And I was really bummed. And as soon as I saw the guy, he was like, "Hey, how's it going?" And I was like, "Hey, yeah, I literally just got a text. I just got canceled on. So now I'm dressed for a date at a comedy show." And he goes, "Yeah, when you walked up, I did think, oof." And I went, "Huh?" He's like, "Yeah, I thought, ooh, it's just, a lot." And I went, "That's rude." And he goes, "It's just a lot." I said, "Okay, well, that's rude." And then I just stood next to him kind of awkwardly. Honestly, I should have just gotten to the back of the line. But when I tell you I wanted to drop kick this little white man into traffic, I absolutely did. Homie, I just got canceled on. And you're going to say, ugh, about my outfit? What a fucking idiot. What the fuck? Why would you say that? That's crazy. But then after he walked away, I ended up not getting into the show because they ran out of tickets. So I got dressed up. I liked my outfit a lot. I painted my nails to go to 2 social events, and then neither of them happened, but he got in. So after he left, I was like, okay, I guess I'll just go home now. That's just what it is. And then this other guy turns around and he goes, "Hey, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I just want to say you look great." And I was like, "Thank you very much." And he goes, "Yeah, I didn't want to step on any toes or intrude or whatever, but excuse me. But you look great." And I was like, "Thank you so." Oh, did my mic go out again? I don't know. Okay, now I'm paranoid. Yeah, I was like, "Thank you very much. He needs to learn how to talk to a lady." And he's like, "He sure does." But I just thought that was what a crazy thing to say. And then we just sat there and waited probably like maybe 10 or 15 more minutes. And I was like trying to make conversation, even though why the fuck would I have to do that? I mean, I didn't have to do that. I should have just gone and stood by myself, but sometimes I'm too awkward for that. So I was like, "So where do you live? What part of town are you in?" And then he answered and then asked me 0 questions about myself. So not the vibe. We will not become best friends anytime soon. So that was last night. Wow, where should I start? I feel like there have been so many things. Okay, so last episode I said I got an audition for a movie and I did not get it. I got asked to audition for the lead of a Tubi movie, which is so funny because Tubi movies are so funny. I was 100% going to do it for the experience and, for the bit kind of, but mostly for the experience. I really want to get into acting and I'm not really sure like how to wedge in or whatever. So yeah, I was grateful that that opportunity came, but I didn't hear anything after I submitted. And they start shooting in a few days, so I assumed that I didn't get it. But it was nice. The casting director texted me this morning and said I didn't get it, but that she'll keep me in mind for other opportunities. And last week, I was feeling borderline depressed again. I was feeling pretty anxious because I got a couple opportunities and just like that one and then another one that I was kind of excited about. And then things were just falling through and it just felt like it was just like a season of no's. And I was just kind of like, damn, dude, I kind of wish these never came to me in the first place because they got my hopes up and then now they're not happening. So they distracted me from what I was doing and enjoying. Cause like I was doing stuff, I was enjoying stuff. I was like going in on improv and videos and music and stuff like that. And then my focus got shifted because I was like checking my email literally 60 times a day to see if I got these opportunities. And I kind of blamed them for that a little bit. Like, oh, well, it's your fault for teasing me with this. So I got in my head a little bit about that. And I was just feeling really down last week and kind of discouraged. I didn't film an episode of Heb Hangs last week. The one I just posted, I know that I'm posting this days later after I record it and all that. But the one I just posted today, I recorded 2 weeks ago. So it took me that long to like getting around to doing it because I was just kind of like feeling down. But then I was able to shift my mindset to it's pretty amazing that these opportunities are coming to me in the first place. So the reason I'm getting so many no's is because I have an opportunity to get a yes. So that's pretty fucking cool. And I'm like, okay, this is what they're talking about. This is what they're talking about. Like you're in Hollywood, you're doing the LA thing and you're going to get a million no's until you get a yes. Like I'm in it. It took me a second to realize like, oh, okay, this is what they're talking about. It's not just going to be yes after yes after yes after yes. It's not linear. It's not just going to like, oh, video does well or I get reached out to by a casting director or whatever. And then it's just like, oh, boom, we're off to the races. It might be like that at a certain point in Hollywood. Like I'm looking at a picture of Timothée Chalamet right now. I heard an interview one time. He said that, so he was in Interstellar. He played Matthew McConaughey's son and he was in it very briefly because it wasn't really about the son. And apparently he thought, this is it. Like, of course, he's in this blockbuster movie with Matthew McConaughey and he just thought, this is it. And then he just kept getting no's after that. He said he didn't get anything. I don't know if I make this up. For like a year or two, he didn't get a yes after that. And he's like, what the fuck? I was just in this like, I don't know if it won an Oscar, but this Oscar award winning movie or whatever. Steven Spielberg. I don't even know if Steven Spielberg did it. Whatever the fuck. And then he just kept getting all these no's. And then he got Call Me By Your Name. So that was the first yes in a long time. And then after that, I think it was kind of like boom, 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 boom. And I'm sure he still got no's along the way. But it's just a nice reminder. It's like, okay, yeah, I'm in the thing that everyone talks about when they're all doing their acceptance speech. This is what they're talking about. Being broke, grinding, getting a bunch of no's until they get a yes. So I don't really love grinding or the term grinding or whatever, but you know what I mean? Just kind of out here doing the damn thing, meeting people. I'm not really huge into grinding because it's like, I feel like grinding to me makes me feel really like I have one specific point I want to end up. And maybe that would help me. I don't know, but I don't really have one specific point that I want to end up. I want to make cool, fun shit with my friends and like have a good time doing it and like try new things and whatever. And that's kind of what I'm doing now. So I just kind of want to keep doing what I'm doing now. And then I think eventually more money gets involved and stuff, or maybe you get backing for something or you get in contact with someone who has more resources or whatever. But I don't really, it's not like I'm waiting for my life to start. Sometimes it feels like that, but right now it feels like, yeah, I'm doing the things that I enjoy. I'm loving improv classes. I'm trying to sign up for a sketch class in a couple of weeks, but I don't know if I can afford it. But I would like to. They give out scholarships, so I'm trying to see if I can get a scholarship for that. Because I want to start like actually writing. I've been talking about writing forever, and I have like good concepts and stuff like that, but actually writing a script, there is like a blockage in me, like a fear of doing that, a fear of like, oh, well, I don't know where to start and it won't be good enough. And I know the answers. I know the answers are like, just do it, except that it's probably going to be shit. You're probably going to have to write 100 bad scripts before you get a good one. Just like with music and beats and songs, you know, they say just throw a million things at the wall until it's good. But just something that is like where I've not been able to tackle my anxiety. There is something around that specifically that is like so fucking scared of actually writing a script. And it's kind of irritating, but I'm trying to be nice on myself. And I took a pilot writing class with Brent Forrester a couple months ago, he was like the head writer for The Office for 7 seasons, like the last 7 seasons. So he knows his shit. And I took an amazing pilot writing class with him, and I learned so much about comedy, and it was awesome. And then at the end, I ended up just not writing the pilot, which was kind of a bummer. But then the pilot kept changing and stuff, and I felt like, oh, well, I can't write it because the plot keeps changing. And of course I could have written it, and then I could have just changed it later if the plot changed, but I just never did that I just never actually did it. And then he just sent out an email that he's doing that class again in a couple weeks. And I was like, oh, should I sign up? But you know what? I don't want to get caught being like a class junkie with no action. And although I think I would get amazing things from this class, I think maybe a pilot, and especially a pilot for something that I'm trying to sell, feels too overwhelming to me right now. So I really want to like start with sketches or something that's like 3 to 7 pages, you know, bite size, not 30, 35 pages. Yeah, I don't just want to like throw money at it and then, because I know that feeling. It kind of feels like, oh, well, I'll take another class, and then I'm kind of expecting the work to be done for me, because it's like, oh, well, maybe I'll take this and something will happen. But it's like, I know my brain right now. I feel like I would take it and it would just kind of be like, I would just be in the same place and a couple $100 poorer. So, I don't remember how I got on this. Oh, well, the Tubi thing. And then I thought of something else, but I can't remember. Well, I guess my mind just went completely blank just now. Well, oh yeah. Oh, I remember what I was going to say. Okay. So I am thinking about doing my own dating show, and it'd be live. But I'm not sure what I want the format to be. So this is something I need to like workshop or something. But I think I want to do a live show. I have a couple people who would be interested in helping and producing it and directing it or something. I don't know, but like a live show, I'm thinking maybe like 5 people. I wouldn't want to see them beforehand, so I would need them to submit to like a friend who's down to kind of vet them or whatever, like if they're weird or not, and guess if I would hopefully find them attractive, and then I don't know, like maybe do like a blind date scenario where it like starts out with 5 and then I get rid of 1 or 2. And then I get to see who I picked. And then we sit down and ask questions. But also, like, it'd be fun to, like, play a game or something. I wouldn't need them to be, like, improvisers. But I guess I'm an improviser. Ooh, it's scary to say. But it's true. Oh, my God. I, like, speaking of class junkie, like, I'm on my 4th improv class, and I have never done a show. Well, I've done a couple jams. I've done 2 jams where you just go with like a bunch of people and anybody can jump in. And I've done that twice. And the first time I had a good time. And the second time I kind of freaked out and didn't have as much as a good time. And the exact same thing happened with stand up for me. Cause I think the adrenaline the first time, I'm just like, okay, we're doing it. And then I get up there and I do it. And I was like, that was a rush. And I just like, I didn't really care because I was like so nervous that I was just like, and then the second time I have more time to like slow down and think and kind of talk myself in and out of stuff. So the second time I did stand up and the second time I did this jam, I think I was mad overthinking, and I don't feel like I did as well. And then it freaked me out, and then I just didn't go back. This is how my anxiety works. And it's so, if I could just, you know, in Harry Potter when they get the wand and Dumbledore like pulls out the thing. It's like I see these things. I see that they're blocking me. I understand that I would be closer to my goals if I could just fight through these. But showing myself grace, I have gotten a lot better with my anxiety. Like I did stand up twice. So actually, yeah, let me focus on the good. I did stand up twice. I went to these jams twice. Let me not focus on the negative. But yeah, the improv junkie thing. I've done my 4th class, and those are the only times I've done things out of a classroom. But I have a show coming up, and that'll be my first time like doing a show, like I'm part of a group, and it's like, you know, an hour-long show or something. It's like pretty scary. I'm scared my mind's gonna go blank. I'm scared I'm gonna like forget all my training. I don't know, but also I just need to focus on positive outcomes. So I put the energy into the positive so that my mind doesn't go blank. I'll be like, yeah, I'll be so quick-witted and I'll remember everything and I'll be calm. Maybe I just need to say those things to myself. But anyway, so with the dating show, I wouldn't need these people to be improvisers, but it would be nice if they were at least okay being in front of people, you know, and like could riff off of me and I could riff off of them or whatever, but like maybe playing a game, or I don't know. I need to like go through all these Jubilee and the cut videos and all that and like look at all these formats. Like the button concept is cool, but I don't want to totally just bite that. So yeah, I don't know. If you have any ideas, I guess let me know. It'd be in LA. Yeah. So I think that could be fun. Okay, speaking of dating, I just need to trust my gut also with like where I want to go and talk about this, because sometimes I think, I could talk about dating next, or like I've been talking about a dating show, so this sounds like this next story sounds like the most practical, you know, step here in this conversation. But then I think, but I don't know if I want to talk about dating. But I'm like, well, okay, that's me editing myself. Let me not edit myself. This is the point of this, is to ramble and not edit myself and just trust that what I want to talk about is what I want to talk about. And worst case scenario, I can edit it. I don't really ever, but I could. I fucking love this water bottle. If you're not on the owala bottle trend, listen, I don't follow trends just for the sake of the trend, but this is trendy for a fucking reason. This is the best water bottle I've ever had in my life. And you know what? They sent me a link to sign up for their affiliate program. And I was like, no. But I should probably do that. Don't buy one yet. Let me sign up for the affiliate program and then use my code. Okay, just hang on. I'm not even going to go in about how amazing it is yet, because I don't want you to buy it yet. But it is amazing. It's my favorite bottle ever. I want like more colors, but I don't need more water bottles. But their colors are so cute. They have like pastels, like Easter colors. They have one that's just like a bunch of different shades of hot pink. It's like a red clip here, and then like a hot pink here, and then a lighter pink here, or whatever. They have one with a bunch of hearts on it. Oh, they have the best colors ever. They have like a purple one with like a brown clip up here, and then like a blue lid. Oh, they're so nice. Don't buy one yet. Don't buy one yet until I have my code. Whoa, you know what just happened in that moment? So this happens in improv sometimes too. Sometimes I hear actors saying this. Actors will say like, oh, I just lost myself in the scene, or I lost myself in the character. And I'm just like, kind of like, shut the fuck up. But sometimes that happens. It's like, for me, the losing myself, like what I just did when I had the bottle and I was going, bleh! It's like the voice that is usually judging my every move and assessing if something is correct or not just shuts the fuck up for a second. And I'm just doing like exactly what I want to be doing in that moment. And it's nice, but it's scary. I think what pulls me out of it is I think, oh, this is scary. What if I'm doing something that's not okay? Or what if I take this so far that I cross a line, or like I get too weird or something, and then it kind of snaps me back in. But I am grateful that those moments happen in the first place, because I think the more I keep practicing, the more those happen, I think the longer I'll go before the voice comes back in and it's like, oh no, you're being weird. That's something. So I heard this on I know I said I was going to talk about dating and then now I'm not. So that's fine. But I listened to this podcast yesterday. It's the Mel Robbins podcast. She's kind of like a self-help lady, but kind of like your tough love best friend who's kind of like, if you want to do the thing, you got to do the thing. No more excuses. But she gives lots of practical steps, which I love. I've also tried to consume a little bit less like self-help stuff because sometimes it could just make me feel like I'm just not doing enough. And I kind of just want to like be okay with where I am. But I think there's a nice balance for me of like consuming this type of content and trying to be better for myself and for others while also trying to show myself love along the way. I'm trying to strike that balance. But make sure that my mic is still working. She was talking about how to find true happiness is like, well, she was giving a couple steps. And one of them was noticing every time you feel friction or tension or a rub or some type of conflict in your life, changing that thought pattern immediately. So I started doing this, but I'm sure there's way more. She said, start writing down everything in a week in your life that causes you to grumble a little bit. So for me, getting emails sometimes, especially certain emails, like someone asking for money, like paying a bill or something, I'm like, sometimes having to take Rocky out when it's late at night and it's cold and I'm tired, or I just got home. I'm like, ugh. Or in the morning I have to take him out. I'm like, ugh. Or even feeding myself sometimes. But then other things like, I hate when cars are parked a weird distance. Like I felt it in my body just now as I started talking about it. I hate when cars are parked a weird distance away from each other that prevents another car from parking there. It's like if you would have just fucking scooted fucking forward 3 goddamn feet closer to the other car, I could have parked behind you. Like, this is real rage that I'm feeling right now. Pisses me the fuck off. Or going to a coffee shop and paying $8 for a coffee and then they don't have goddamn fucking Wi-Fi. That shit fucking pisses me off. So how to find happiness is noticing all of those times, and instead of choosing to keep that pattern alive, that negative thought pattern, immediately switching it with the opposite. Well, actually, Rainn Wilson said this, flooding it with the opposite. So if I'm like disgruntled and annoyed, flood it with gratitude. So I was very annoyed that I paid $8 for a coffee yesterday, but I am so grateful, even though I'm broke and probably should not be spending $8 on a coffee. Also, let me stop saying I'm broke. I'm in the pursuit of finding more money. I'm grateful that I was able to buy this coffee, and I'm grateful for the coffee itself. And then it didn't have Wi-Fi at the coffee shop. I'm grateful that I have multiple coffee shops in my area that I have the option of going to. And I know of another one that does have Wi-Fi. So I have power and control in this situation. Well, how am I going to exercise my power and control? Okay, well, I've sat down. I already bought this coffee. I just found out they don't have Wi-Fi. I am going to accept that. I'm going to use the hotspot on my phone because I'm grateful that my phone has a hotspot. And I'm just going to use my internet that way. And now I know for next time, if I need Wi-Fi, this is not the place to come. Great. When I look at the cars that are parked like a weird distance or whatever, yesterday I was like, I'm grateful that I have a parking spot. Because I think about this in my own neighborhood. It's annoying for other people or for someone looking for parking, but currently I am grateful that I have a parking spot. So this does not negatively affect me. So just kind of like altering it in that moment like that. And then like my dog, having to take him out, it's like I get to give this creature a good life, and he's such a curious little being, and he wants to sniff everything, and I have the honor of helping him explore, and I have the honor of having the responsibility of helping him go to the bathroom you know, like I get to help him do that. That's so nice because I just get to go whenever I want. And this little being is like trusting me to take care of him. And I'm so grateful that I get to. Oh, now I'm feeling so nice and warm and fuzzy for Rocky. See? Because she was saying that you can be a happy person, which I feel like I am, and most people would describe me as usually positive. Usually. I have fun. I love having fun. I go to shows. I go to events. I love roller coasters. I laugh with people. You know, I love parties. I love being social. I love to be at home and watching TV that I like. I love to eat good food. Like I'm happy, but there feels like a low hum of discourse in me. Cause it's like I'm happy, or I feel like I'm happy. And then in a split second, I can be screaming "God!" at someone in traffic. So it's like, okay. That was living inside of me, kind of dormant, ready to come out. It's like there's just kind of a darkness that's just kind of like lingering in my body at times. Because I can have a good day and be happy and all that, but then I've like programmed my brain to react every time I see cars parked a weird distance apart, no matter where I am, no matter what city I'm in. If I'm looking for parking or not, I just see it and I'm like, oh, fuck you, man. Fuck you. You should have parked your car in the right place, man. Fuck you. You don't deserve. I should be able to give you a ticket for that shit, man. Fuck that. I wish and then I think about ways like, I wish there was a way to give a ticket for those kinds of things, like a civil arrest, or like you could tie a rope between the two cars with a sign on it that says like, fuck this distance or something. Like I just start spiraling and then I like carry on. But that anger and negativity that I just flooded my body with, it's not just going to go away just because I distract myself and start thinking of something else that's still in my body, ready to come out at the next thing. And then I get to the movie theater and I hand them my rewards card and they say, oh, we don't take those anymore. And it's like, okay, well, that anger was just in my body, so now it can come out at you. It's like, you don't fucking take the rewards card anymore? But no, I'm trying to like kind of rid my body of that so I can just respond better. And I think I am doing better. I really do. Obviously not perfect. But I'm also trying to love and accept myself through those imperfections. Okay. I had a lot to say today. I can't believe we're only this far. Sorry, it's itchy right here. And I just need to scratch it. Thank you. It was not in my vagina or anything. It's my pubes, okay? They're kind of itchy. Okay. All right. Okay, I guess I will talk a little bit about this guy that I have been seeing. So I talked about him a little bit on my last episode. I think last time I had said I went on 2 dates with this guy and I liked him, but it was kind of freaking me out a little bit because not that I felt like I wanted to date him seriously, but it was the first time that one of the first times that those questions had started to come up for me. Like, am I ready to date seriously? Because I did like him. And it's like in the future, there could be potential here. So I just started to ask, like, am I ready? Am I ready? And why or why not? And man, it has been a whirlwind since then. It has been a whirlwind. We hung out a couple more times. It was really nice. Went on a couple more dates. And then this is my understanding of it now. At the time, it was very confusing for both of us. I was kind of being confusing. I was reacting pretty strongly to things and I wasn't really sure why. Like for example, he kind of like made fun of me a couple times, or like, just like made little jokes that I don't like. They felt kind of like disrespectful or condescending and felt like a red flag to me. And you know what? People do have those. Okay. I think I'm very quick to be like, dump him. But then once you're in it, then you're like, oh, but there are so many other good things. And this is just one thing. Maybe we can talk about it and like figure it out. Or like, am I being crazy? But I'm usually not. My feelings are justified. So I like brought it up that it was bugging me. I was like, I don't like these kind of condescending remarks, and he understood and apologized, and then he did it again, and then immediately was like, oh no, I did it again, I'm sorry. And I kind of popped off at him, and I was like, man, this is so fucking condescending, and I swore, and it was not a good look for me being vulnerable with you, okay? It was not a good moment for me. And I was kind of drunk. We were texting, and I was like kind of mean. I was like, wow. And I was like, why did I react like this? And then we were supposed to go on like a day trip out of LA. We've been seeing each other at this point today, as I'm recording this. We went on our first date like less than 2.5 weeks ago. It's not been that long at all. We were like going to go on a trip outside of LA, just like 2 hours. And when the idea first came up, it felt immediately like, oh, that's too much. But I did not listen to that. I pushed it down, and I just thought, oh, you're just scared because of your past. You know, you like him, and it'll be fun. It'll be fine. And then I asked a couple people. This is something I noticed too. Whenever I start outsourcing for opinions, my own voice gets so lost, and I don't know what I feel or think anymore. I think a couple people who I know and trust, who I respect their opinions, I think that's fine and good. But the sooner I go to them, the quieter my voice is. And then the more people I go to, the quieter my voice is. And it's a very slippery slope for me. Like if I kind of talk to the wrong people at first or whatever, then I kind of talk to the right people to like course correct. And then by that point, I've told the story to like 5 people, and there's so many opinions, and I don't know how I feel. And then I end up just kind of going with like the last thing that was said, kind of like an improv. You go with the last thing said. And yeah, you know, everyone means well, and I don't know how I feel, so it's not anyone's fault. It just became so convoluted in my brain. And, you know, a couple people were like, just go, it'll be fun, and it's low stakes, and if you don't like them, you don't have to see them again, and you can handle 2 hours in the car each way and whatever. So I was like, okay, yeah, I can do this. Okay, let's go. Yeah, I like him, and let's go, and whatever. So I talked myself into it, and I didn't want to hurt his feelings. Also, I didn't want to like embarrass him, which is, I know. But, so then the thing happened where I texted him, and I was like, this is so fucking condescending. And then we were supposed to go the next day, and he picked me up, and it was like kind of just weird. And we ended up talking about it because it was like, why are we both anxious? Probably because like you said a thing and I reacted strongly, and now you're picking me up to go on a day trip, and we met 2 weeks ago, and this is just feeling like a lot. So we ended up not going. We just sat and talked, and I ended up just getting really detached. I kind of felt like nothing and also everything at the same time. Like there was so much swirling in me that I didn't know. I was like, do I even like him? I thought I did. 2 days ago, I was like so giddy. We were on the phone, and I was like kicking my feet. I was so giddy talking to him. And then now I just felt like so disconnected. So I was like, can you just take me home, please? So went home. I asked for a couple days just to think. And I was going back and forth. I was like, this is like, if this is all happening so early on in the relationship, is that okay? I literally Googled, talk about more opinions. I literally Googled, is it okay for it to be complicated early in a relationship? And they were like, you know, Google actually reassured me. It said, just Google, I think it was Quora or something. It said, you know, you're 2 people getting to know each other. There are probably going to be some complications in the beginning as you're learning how to communicate with each other. And I was like, okay, that feels good. That's true. That's kind of what happened here. We were doing great. And I'm like, hey, this is a way that you're communicating with me that I don't really like. He said he understood, whatever. And then I reacted really strongly to it. And I'm like, okay, there's something more here. But that felt reassuring. And then, yeah, I was like journaling, and I was trying to figure out what the fuck, because I was like, I swear I like him and I don't want to end this, but also like, why is it feeling so serious? And like, I need to decide right now if this is the man that I'm going to be with or something. Like, it was just feeling like a lot. And then I ended up going to, my friend had a birthday party, and it was the best birthday party I've ever been to, because it was like maybe 30 people there in this coffee shop, and they moved all the chairs and stuff out of the way, and we all brought yoga mats and journals, and we did a breathwork class and a sound bath. and then journaled after. And I was so looking forward to it. I was like, this could not have come at a better time. Like my brain is so crazy right now and I just want to quiet it down. And I've never done either of these things before. I've wanted to do them for so long, but I've just never had the chance. And they were fucking awesome. I know there are lots of different ways to do breath work and all that, but the way we did it, we laid on our mats for 28 minutes and they had pretty loud music going, which at first I was like, I don't know if I like the loud music, but it was nice because it was so loud that you couldn't really hear the people next to you. So it kind of gave you a sense of privacy, especially because we were strangers. It was a nice, warm, welcome space, and we all know and love the host. But we did not personally know each other. So it gave us a little bit of privacy. But yeah, so we did 2 breaths in. The lady said in, up, and then out all through your mouth. So into your stomach, into your chest, or up into your chest, and then out through your mouth. So over and over. And we did that at different paces for each song. And we did that for 28 minutes. And I got up to pee twice. So I'm sure it would have been even crazier if I didn't have to go pee. But by the end, holy shit. First of all, I cried. I cried like 2 minutes in. I wasn't sobbing, but I could already feel a release. Like I was feeling so anxious and there was so much buildup in my body. And I was just like, I can't wait to lay down and breathe. So as soon as we started, I was like, and by the end, the bottom half of my face was so tingly. I noticed this all when I got up to go to the bathroom, especially. The bottom half of my face was so tingly, like it was going numb. My teeth were so tingly, like in the nerves, in my lips. And then also I just wanted to kind of hold my mouth like this, just like I didn't really want to use the muscles. And my chest was warm and tingly, and it felt like there was a weight in the center of my chest, but like a weighted blanket, like a nice comforting weight. And then my arms were tingly. And I got really cold. I got my jacket when I went up to go to the bathroom. I got really cold and I was shivering. And then also my hands were cramping up like crazy. Like I did not, that was so weird. I did not expect that at all. They looked like claw hands. And when I went to go lay back down, I just like had them up above my chest like little alligator claws. And it took like 10 minutes for them to go back to normal. And then it led right into the sound bath. And the sound bath, I thought I would love the sound bath more than the breath work. But I liked the sound bath, but it was harder for me to keep my focus with it. I did have some really good like clarity with it. And I cried during that as well. And I had like some good phrases coming to me. And I was kind of like understanding my situation a bit more. But then by the end, maybe the last 10 minutes, I kind of was thinking like, I was getting concerned that it was going to end soon. So I was getting out of the moment. I was like, oh no, it's going to end. And is it ending now? And like, oh no, I only have maybe 2 minutes left. They said it was going to be 30 minutes. Maybe it's only 2 minutes and I need to make the most of these 2 minutes. Okay, focus. Oh no, I lost my focus. Oh no, is it going to end soon? That's crazy that my timer went off right when I said that. So I was just getting in my head. And then, yeah, I kind of got out of it the last 10 minutes and then started thinking of other things. And I was like, kind of took me out of it. But I still enjoyed the sound bath as well, but I really want to do both of those things again. It was so fucking awesome. And the lady running the sound bath had like the best speaking voice I've ever heard. It was so beautiful. Oh my God. So anyway, I did this thing and then I journaled after and I felt so much more clarity and calmness. And through those couple of days, of being introspective and giving myself space and all that, I discovered that basically I was still interested in him and I wanted to continue going on dates with him, but it suddenly just felt so serious, so fast. And that is exactly how I used to move in the past. With every one of my boyfriends, it was so serious, so fast. I moved so quickly. So I think my body started going through the exact same movements of like seeing them immediately, like 2 or 3 days a week. Like doing things like calling them baby really quickly, like things like that. It's like my body just started going through the motions that it was familiar with and my mind was freaking the fuck out. And I was trying to figure out if my mind was freaking out because of fear, like that someone's going to turn out like my ex and I'm going to go through the same situations. Or if it was moving too fast. And I think it was both. I think part of it is fear. I think that's why I was getting like really nitpicky and why I responded so strongly. One of the reasons why I responded so strongly to like his little jab or whatever, because it felt like, oh, well, here's the, like, I knew it. Here's the red flag, and I knew you didn't respect me, and blah, blah, blah. When he hasn't really shown any other signs of that. And I don't think he disrespects me at all. I think I was just dealing with some trauma. I mean, I still don't like it. And I said that, and he knows that, but just why I reacted so strongly. And then also, yeah, just feeling like it was just so much so fast. And I am dating with a new brain. This is not the same brain that I went into my marriage with or my boyfriends before that. This is a brain that fully trusted someone, got so much so that it got married to someone, lived with them for 4.5 years, was planning a life with them, and then was betrayed by them, and then found out was cheated on by them. This is not the same brain that I've dated with before. So I need to move differently. And I want to make sure that it's not just a trauma brain, and I'm not just responding constantly from trauma, like fear and anxiety, and just being like, well, what if it turns out this way, blah, blah, blah. That is real and that's true. And I think I need to listen to that. And I'm not as naive as I was before. And I have new triggers that I didn't have before, but also like I need to, like I learned a lot in that time, and I got into these situations when I was moving so quickly. So I think I'm worried about getting hurt, and my brain is trying to protect itself, and my body's trying to protect itself. And I think the best way to protect myself is to move slowly, unlike I have in the past. So I explained that as best as I could to him. After having a couple days apart, we FaceTimed. And I was basically just like, I do want to keep dating you, but I can't have it feel like it has to become a relationship. Like, I am enjoying spending time with you, but I don't want to skip any steps. Like, I don't want to act like we're in this thing suddenly and like committed to each other. Like, I just want to go on cute, nice dates and like get to know you and have you get to know me, because let's stop acting like we know each other, because we don't. And I think also partially we felt like we knew each other more because we went on our first date 1.5 years ago. So it feels like, oh, this is familiar. You're familiar. You're not a complete stranger. You are someone that has lived inside my mind, even like, subconsciously for the last 1.5 years. So I think it felt like we could move faster. And we were both excited because we were getting along, and we were both like, oh no, we kind of have a crush on each other. Like, this isn't what we were expecting. And I said I wasn't looking for anything serious. And then suddenly I'm like kind of trying to hang out with him a little bit more and stuff like that. So, he understood, but he was also like, I really like you. And so it's going to take me a second to shift in my brain that like, this isn't serious. And he's like, when I date someone, they're like number 2 on my priority list, like right behind work. And if you want this to be a little bit more casual, you're going to go down the list. And I was like, that's great. That's great. I don't want to be your number 2, and I don't want you to be my number 2. I'm still living my life, and I need to remember I'm still a single bitch. I am a single woman. I don't want to be anybody's second priority. Absolutely not. That is way too much pressure for me right now, and I don't want you to be my priority. You go date other people. I'm going to keep dating other people. Let's not commit to anything. Like, this is what I mean. Let's just slow it down. But I've never slown that should be a word. I've never slowed anything down before in my life. I've just been so speedy with fucking everything. So I'm like trying to figure out, okay, what does that mean, slowing something down? Does it mean like less serious conversations or whatever? I don't think that's what I mean, because if I'm like avoiding certain topics, then it's just going to feel disingenuous. Why is that word not disingenuous? Doesn't make any sense, but it's going to feel disingenuous if I'm like purposely avoiding like deep chats or whatever. But so for me, I think just slowing it down is seeing each other less, and then going on like more lighthearted dates, not getting a car and driving 2 hours outside of LA. Just like lower commitment dates. I don't want to, like, I went over to his house for a movie night, and it's like, I don't want to come straight to your house because we're not together. I want to be wined and dined. Let's go out and like go to an event. Let's go see a movie, and then maybe we can go back to your place or come back to mine. But but I don't want to, I don't want to act all domesticated yet, you know, just like, I just need a second. So I think my nervous system just kind of got overwhelmed and kind of shut down a little bit. So, and this part of my head has felt like swollen for days, like in my brain, I guess your prefrontal cortex or whatever. That's where I hold a lot of my anxiety and like when I'm overthinking and stuff, right there. And I feel that today. But so yeah, so I immediately hit up my married man in the open relationship. Cause I'm like, yeah, let me remind myself that I'm single and I am not like committing to anyone. So I'd like to see him. I swiped on Hinge a little bit. I started talking to this one guy, but man, he has no confidence at all. I mean, I don't need him to be like boyfriend material or anything, but geez Louise, he's like harping on himself already so much. We've only talked a couple, like, you know, maybe like 15 messages each on either side or something. And he's just like going on about how he has a weird voice. And he's like, yeah, I was born with a shitty voice. I'm just like, okay. And then he was like, but at least God blessed me with a booty. And I was like, okay. And then he's like, just kidding. I don't have that much confidence. And I was like, I know. He's just, I don't know, just really lacking confidence. And I don't really, he's hella cute though. I don't know. It's not my job to fix him, but he is cute. So we'll see. But yeah, so that's kind of, I also didn't really want to record this episode until I had processed everything that happened with this guy, because I didn't really want to be on here like, wow. I'm always processing, but I didn't want to be here like in the thick of it, just being like, I don't know, do I want to date him? And kind of looking for like more input. I become an input junkie when I get anxious like that. And I need to remind myself that times that I don't constantly search for input and validation from everyone around me are the times that I feel calmest in my decisions. Because I know that they feel true to me and I'm not considering all these other opinions and perspectives that I heard. I think they can be valuable, of course, but kind of once I establish my own solid foundation. Woo! Feel kind of lighthearted. Feel like I just talked so much. I mean lightheaded. Did I say lighthearted? I meant lightheaded. Kind of want to kiss more of my friends. One friend in particular, I'd like to kiss him. I wonder if he'd like to kiss me. I need to figure out this health insurance. So I was on Kaiser for the past year or so, year and a half. And it was cool, but it was like $400 a month. But then I was seeing a therapist, and I think because I was seeing like a student therapist, I think she was free. And then they like give you discounts to ClassPass and stuff, but I never took advantage of that. But Kaiser was pretty good. It's kind of annoying having to do everything with Kaiser, but it was like the best option for me at the time. And then a payment lapsed a couple months ago because I didn't have enough money in my account. And then it just lapsed again. And I was like, I don't really want to pay this money to like catch my bill up. So then I just lost the insurance. So I haven't had it. And now we're getting down to the last. You know what? Some sources said the open enrollment ended yesterday on the 15th, and then other sources said that it ends at the end of the month. So I'm choosing to believe that it ends at the end of the month. But I'm meeting with a Medi-Cal person in 2 days who's going to like help me see if I'm qualified. But I don't think I do qualify because I think I make enough money. I'm definitely above the poverty line. But not so much so that paying $400 a month for insurance is easy. I need some fucking, I wish I had a financial advisor whenever I got money who could just be like, put it here. I'm trying my best. I have all my different accounts, like pocket money, life money, like groceries and gas. And then like Rocky stuff is in there. And then I have like my business account and whatever, but it's just not really working because every month it seems like I end up on my credit card at the end of the month. And then I pay off not pay off my credit card. I do a payment on my credit card and then I get it down a little bit and then it goes right back up. And it's just like, God damn, dude. Feels like a fucking annoying ass cycle. That's something else the lady talked about on the podcast though. She was like, you got to find your happiness now. It's not going to be when you're out of debt. Like, yeah, money does help and whatever, but so, you know, at least I have a credit card with room on it that I can use in emergencies and stuff. Emergencies, it's like 2 weeks of my entire life goes on there sometimes. But anyway, so yeah, I don't think I'm going to qualify for Medi-Cal. So then I was kind of deciding, this is something else that was interesting, but I'm kind of deciding if I'm just going to do a year of not having health insurance and just kind of say, fuck it and risk it. Or if I'm going to figure out how to pay that money again and get back on Kaiser, because a couple things. One, I should have health insurance. I should figure out how to pay that. I'm sure I can. And also, two, doing the breath work and sound bath class, it reminded me of how much I want to get back into moving my body. And, you know, I was going to a gym up the street, but it was very expensive. It was $140 a month. And then I got a 2-week free trial at this other gym, like this boot camp gym. And when that ran out, I asked them, I was like, yo, I have like 189,000 Instagram followers and a lot of them are in Los Angeles and you guys have multiple locations. So can I trade you a membership for Instagram posts? Instagram posts that I normally charge minimum like $6,000 for. And they were like, no. I think they said a couple posts a month and we'll give you $50 off. I'm like, kiss my fucking ass. But they're the type of gym to be like, you know, tag us or post a picture of and tag us or whatever, kind of acting like people's Instagrams. You know, not everyone needs to value their Instagram highly. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's not valuable real estate for everyone, which is fine and great. It's not everyone's job. It can really just be like, here's an update about my life. Here's a picture of my dog, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But for so many of us, it is like, you know, you get job opportunities from there or whatever, or like engagement rates matter. And even if it's not your job, people value this. So I think to be the type of place that's like constantly like, to enter, to win, you have to post us on your main feed. I'm like, bitch, maybe a story post. But they were like asking everyone to do that constantly. And I was just kind of like, y'all ask for a ton. And it's like $200 a month here, which is just insane. So anyway, so that didn't work out. And then I miss yoga so much as well. Like my body feels so tight and I want to stretch and my apartment is so small. There's not really a lot of places to stretch. I can make it happen a little bit in one area. But I'm not trying to make excuses or whatever. It just hasn't really felt like, like I want to go to a studio and I want to move my body. And then the breathwork classes were cool and all this. So anyway, so if I got back with Kaiser, they do have a discount on ClassPass. And I have discounted ClassPass in the past because I get anxiety thinking about like going to a new place and like figuring out the parking situation and not knowing what I'm walking into and new people and blah, blah, blah. But I think I'm getting over that a little bit. I think I can handle it. I think I can find parking in a new place. And I think I can handle introducing myself to a new teacher and not immediately needing to make them like love me. Cause I think I'm always like, hi, yeah, nice to meet you. And I just like want to be so likable and I want them to love me and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I don't know. I'm just here to take a class. Like it doesn't need to be all that. So I think I would like to do that. But here's the interesting thing I thought of. And I thought this the other night too. The headspace that I've been in about like, well, I'm not going to sign up for health insurance and I'm just going to do a year without it. And then also when I went to the comedy show last night and homie canceled the date. That's the guy I was talking about who I was dating and not whatever. And then he asked if we could just FaceTime instead because he got called into work early the next morning. And so in both situations, I was perpetuating my own suffering. And the lady on the podcast talked about this as well. She said, it's like we're choosing to stay in this pain. Why? So with the health insurance thing, it felt like I'm kind of being a little bit of a martyr. Like, look, America, look, I can't even afford health insurance. Oh, look at this crazy bill I got. Fuck you guys. I can't even afford this. Look how miserable my life is. And I felt like I was maybe choosing to not get it to perpetuate this. And like, not to get sympathy, but I don't know, like to kind of prove a point to the government or something. And then with the guy last night when he canceled, I understood because he got called into work and I was going to meet him late, like 8:30 or 9. And I understood that was too late, but I was still irritated because I was excited. I painted my nails, my comedy show canceled or I couldn't get in. I did my makeup. I liked my outfit. That motherfucker said that my outfit was ish. Like I was just kind of feeling like a little irritated. And then I was thinking like what I was going to say to him on the phone. And like kind of passive aggressively, I was kind of like planning what I was going to say, something like, oh yeah, I got all dressed up and everything canceled or something like that. And then I was thinking, oh, why am I sitting in this annoyance? If I know that I can't change the situation, he can't come out because it's too late. My power here is I can choose to FaceTime him tonight or I can see him this weekend the next time when we're both free. So I do have power and control here with my reality, but I'm kind of acting like I just keep thinking about like, this is an annoying reality. This is annoying. This is annoying. Okay, well, it's your reality. So what are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit in that annoyance? Which I was just irritated. And all the way home, I was like irritated. And I was like, I felt myself holding on to the irritation. Like, so I could hold it until we got on the phone so we could see how irritated I was. And it was like, it was to passive aggressively prove a point and to be like, you canceled on me and I'm annoyed. And like kind of manipulative or like being like, oh, well, you owe me something or you should feel bad about canceling or something like that. So it was really interesting noticing that thought process. Like, oh, if I noticed it with these two things, I think a lot of people do this and I think I must do this a lot more than I realize. So that's really interesting. Yeah. So I need to figure out this health insurance. I really hope that open enrollment really does go to the end of the month because I think I might want to / have to get back on Kaiser. I hope they don't make me do all the back pay. If so, I don't really know what I'm going to do. Might need to pay my health insurance on my credit card. Who knows? But yeah, because I do miss my therapist. Like, let me stop being a martyr or like making my situation worse to prove a point. Or be like, yeah, sure, wish I could see a therapist, but everything's so expensive, which is true. But, you know, if I can make it happen, I should make it happen. Yeah, I do miss my therapist. I'd like to see her again. It'd be nice to get ClassPass and find some breathwork classes, some yoga classes. I'd like to try Pilates, you know, get my body moving again. I miss moving my body. I want some muscles. I go through bursts of like working out and getting muscles and then it falls away. And if I get a gym membership, I know that I just don't feel like I'm in the mood to go to the gym, just like a regular gym membership and like driving 15 minutes away to like, I just don't fucking feel like it. I'm not going to do it. I know I'm not going to do it. So yeah, I hope it is. Some website said it was open till the end of the month. So going to figure that out, but I will see if I can get on Medi-Cal though in a couple days. So yeah, that was, I felt like I had a lot to say today. I kind of woke up anxious, but took a shower. I listened to some country music and some hardcore music. Dude, the new Issues song that my brothers wrote and produced and performed is so good. Since I Lost You by Issues. So good. Baby blue, why you act so brand new since I lost you, since I lost. Very scary singing into this mic because there's no editing or anything. I'm sure that sounded not great, but whatever. But yeah, I've been obsessed with that song. And then also Loud by the Home Team, also produced by my brothers. So good. That's been stuck in my head. And then I was jamming some country this morning. I fucking love country music. I fucking love country music. But you know what songs I especially love in country? I love a country song where a guy is talking, or anyone is talking about how hot their woman is. Cover me up. Girl, leave your boots by the bed. We ain't leaving this room. till girl, leave your boots by the bed. We ain't leaving this room till someone needs medical help or the magnolias bloom. It's cold in this house and I ain't going out to chop wood. I know that was bad. So cover me up, know you're enough to use me for... I don't know, because they just sound like they fucking mean it. Like, we are getting in this bed, we are staying in this house, and we are not leaving for anything. I just feel it so deeply. It just sounds like such a beautiful, deep kind of love. And then, what was the one... It was like Thomas Rhett I was listening to earlier. I can't remember what the song was. It was like I don't wanna or and I'm gonna or something like that. But he was saying like you wearing that dress should be illegal. And I'm just like, God, you think she is hot as fuck. And I love that. It just like, it's like, hell yes. If you're not trying to eat me alive, I don't want any part of it. You need to want to eat me alive, baby. All right, well, I have to pee, so thank you for coming to Heb Hangs. It's time for Heb Hangs. Heb Hangs. It's time for Heb Hangs. Heb Hangs. Heb Hangs. Heb Hangs. Heb Hangs. Yeah. Okay, well, I'm going to go pee and then who knows what I'll do next. Maybe write a song. Maybe go sit at a coffee shop and work on my little pitchy poo. But okay, this was a really fun one. I really enjoyed this one. I hope you guys did too. I will catch you on the flippity flap. Bye.